When building a PC, picking the right case is very important, especially if you're using a Micro-ATX motherboard. The case keeps your parts safe and helps with cooling, building, and looks. In this guide, we will check out some of the best Micro-ATX cases. We'll talk about their features, performance, and design. Whether you're on a budget or looking for something high-end, there's a case for everyone. Let's take a look at our top picks. Number 5. Dark Flash Micro. ATX DLM21 is a compact case designed for M80X motherboards. Though it's marketed as a luxury product, it's more budget-friendly. One of its standout features is the hinged tempered glass door, giving it a sleek, premium look. The case also offers toolless assembly, good fan support, and a minimalist design. While the front panel can't be removed, you can easily access the inside by removing the two side panels. The glass door slides out from its hinge, and the metal side panel is held with just 2 thumb screws, making it quick and easy to open. Inside, you'll find a clear space for mounting your motherboard, but it only supports MATX and ITX sizes. To the right of the motherboard mount, you can install up to two 2.5-inch SSDs, though you'll need a screwdriver for this. For expansion and the GPU, the slots are a bit cheap. If you remove the slot covers, they can't be replaced unless you use something like hot glue, so it's important to plan ahead. In terms of cooling, the DLM21 can accommodate up to 5 fans. You can install two 120mm fans at the front or a 240mm AIO cooler, though a water cooler at the front may be too tight if you have a large GPU. It's also recommended to place a 120mm fan at the rear. The side panel has a magnetic design, making it easy to remove without tools. The black tempered glass gives a subtle view of the internal lights, enhancing the overall look. With space for two 120mm or 140mm air coolers, or a 240mm water cooler, it offers flexibility for cooling options. The USB 3.0 port is a nice touch for fast data transfer. Combined with efficient fan and air cooler setups, this case provides solid cooling and good cable management. Overall, it's one of the best looking and most functional Micro-ATX cases available for the price. Number 4. The Cooler Master Micro. ATX Q300L is a compact yet functional case designed for users who want a balance of style and practicality. Cooler Master, known for their innovative case designs since the 90s, brings this model as part of their Masterbox series. The Q300L continues that legacy, offering a mini tower case with plenty of space for high-end components, and it can be used in either a vertical or horizontal orientation. Out of the box, the Q300L impresses with its modern and clean design. The side panel is fully transparent, offering a clear view of the internal components. However, unlike many modern cases, it doesn't use tempered glass but instead features a plastic panel that still allows for a great view of the system inside. The panel is secured by 4 large screws, making it easy to open and access your components. On the front, you'll find convenient front panel connectivity. The front design is unique, with a pattern that not only looks good but is also reversible. It has a magnetic dust filter that can be easily removed for cleaning. One downside is that the filter could benefit from a raised edge or lip to keep it more securely in place, as it's easy to accidentally move. Underneath the filter, you can install either two 120mm or 140mm fans for additional cooling. Building with the Q300L is a straightforward experience thanks to Cooler Master's well-thought-out design. Although much attention has been given to mini ITX and full ATX cases in recent years, the Micro-ATX form factor has been somewhat overlooked. The Q300L changes that, providing a well-rounded option for anyone looking for a reliable mid-range case. Number 3. Thermaltake Versa H17. This budget-oriented Micro-ATX mini tower chassis has been available in other territories for a bit, but it's just now made its way to the USA. The Versa H17 isn't much to look at, but some gerbils have expressed fondness for that trait. Open the side panel, and you're greeted with a quickly becoming standard dual-chamber design. A shrouded bottom area conceals the power supply and a couple of 3.5-inch storage devices from view, and also provides handy space for excess cables. On the back of the motherboard tray, you can mount a pair of 2.5-inch drives. Installed CPU coolers can be up to 6.1 inches or 15.5 centimeters in height, graphics cards can be up to 13.8 inches or 35 centimeters in length, and power supplies can be up to 8.7 inches or 22 centimeters deep. The front side panel features a large acrylic window set inside a steel side panel. This is the first sign that we're looking at a budget case, as it's unusual not to see tempered glass in a newly released case. To the front, we have a pretty featureless panel that has a brushed aluminum effect, but it's actually plastic. With an unceremonious tug, the front panel is removed, sort of. The front I/O cables are attached to the panel, and therefore it cannot be fully removed. It has to be said that the Versa H17 was a joy to build in. The simplicity in its design means that there's a lot of clearance when building inside the case. There's also a really generous amount of clearance between the motherboard tray and the rear side panel, which makes cable management really straightforward. The quality of the materials is also really good, especially given that this is a budget-oriented case. For anyone after a good quality case for an ATX motherboard that gives a satisfying build experience but also doesn't break the bank, then I would certainly recommend this one. Before we talk about the best model overall, let's look at the runner-up for this list. Number 2. Phanteks Enthoo Evolv. Phanteks leans pretty hard on the Enthoo name for case branding, and the Evolv name invokes a style that the company has spread across the spectrum from mini ATX to full ATX. Phanteks even lists ATX capability for its Evolv ATX, though actual motherboard depth is limited to 10.4 inches. The case would need another 0.3 inches to make it fit the plethora of 10.6 to 10.7 inch extreme enthusiast motherboards that have been misnamed the ATX by their manufacturers, but rest assured your standard ATX board fits. And now for something to get excited about. Tempered glass adds a little show without making the case look gaudy, which is why it was used so often in furniture 30 years ago. It's harder than normal glass, more impact resistant, and those unfortunate enough to break it will find a bunch of glass pebbles rather than shards and splinters. One of the greatest features of the Enthoo Evolv ATX tempered glass isn't actually a feature but the price. Conversely, the biggest deficit in the Enthoo Evolv ATX is its inclusion of only 7 expansion slots, several 3-way, and all 4-way SLI boards need an 8th slot for the bottom graphics card, and many need 0.2 to 0.3 inches more motherboard mounting space than the 10.4 inches provided. Peeling away the Enthoo Evolv ATX face panel, we find a snap-in filter that's large enough to cover 2 140mm or 3 120mm fans. Behind it is a partial shroud covering the show side of a power supply, and the front of that shroud hosts 4 mounting points for an optional additional SSD tray. A portion of the motherboard tray is angled towards the motherboard's forward edge to make cable management easier through elongated access holes. That same raised portion is responsible for the 10.4-inch motherboard limit within a case that has space for cards up to 16.5 inches. Forward of that portion, 5 square plugs fill access holes for add-in storage drive shelves. It really is a very nice Micro-ATX case that you should check out. Finally, the next model is the best overall from us. It gets a perfect score in all categories. Number 1. Fractal Design Meshify. Mini C, one of the best Micro-ATX cases in the market is the Fractal Meshify C. This one has a very nice looking design, and there's plenty of ports that might help you a lot. When it comes to design, this one is available in black color edition with a fractal design that looks and performs pretty well. The Meshify C is made primarily of solid steel components, has a few bits of ABS plastic, and the left side of the chassis is covered in tempered tinted glass. It's a very well built case that can last you for years without a problem. The only bit of colored LED to see is the backlit power button which glows blue. Everything else is black, which in my opinion is very cool. Furthermore, you should know that the front I/O panel is part of the front bezel, and it includes the reset button, HD audio jacks, the power button, and a pair of USB 3.0 ports. The left side of the chassis uses tempered tinted glass to cover the interior while still offering some view of the interior. On the other hand, the right side of the device has little to see, just an expanse of steel where the tempered glass was on the other side. Performance-wise, this nice case is an IDX, Mini ATX, an ATX form factor compatible case that features a highly optimized open-air interior design, offering room for the most popular component setups. Something else you should know is that the Meshify C has a compact footprint with a high-end component support of a larger tower, and with 7 fan mounts and multi-radiator liquid cooling capability, it has the cooling capacity to match. Overall, it's a very cool-looking PC case that has a nice design, and it delivers a great performance. To conclude, I would say that if you're looking for a low-cost primary-level case that has plenty of great features, the Fractal Meshify C is the one for you. Buying Guide. Firstly, GPU clearance. GPU clearance denotes space required by a graphics processing unit to fit in the case. In a nutshell, There must be enough room inside your Micro-ATX case to host a chosen GPU. What you should be aware of is that if a GPU clearance is 12 inches and more, then it will be able to support almost any video card. Here the point is that some high-end computer chassis, including Micro-ATX cases, require a special kind of optical drive. This may be either a slim optical drive or a slot-load optical drive. The second type is more relevant for you as it's used in PC cases, while the first one is typical for laptops with SFF form factor. Secondly, ports. One of the main things about PC case ports is that your motherboard headers must match the ports of your new computer case. In case they don't, you'll need to get adapters or expansion cards. Some other details which should be considered before a purchase include an I/O shield, drive sleds and stealthing, expansion slots, cable management, and PSU. There's no doubt that if you want to find the best Micro-ATX case, you should be aware of those pre-cited characteristics before you start searching for a computer chassis. And lastly, drive bays and cooler cutaways. These are special areas in a case where you can install some additional computer hardware, temperature readouts, fan controllers, platter-style hard drives. Note that they don't need any tools for installation. The size of drive bays can vary from 2.5 to 5.25 inches. Cooling plays a crucial part in the effective performance of any PC, so if you're going to equip your Micro-ATX case with the best CPU cooler, then check whether it has a backing plate or other mounting hardware usually installed from the board underneath. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you found it helpful, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future. If you have any questions related to these products, you can leave a comment below and I'll